question on these technologies. So the React is that you have React.js. So that's a module. It will also be used here. So, but React maybe is a different technology. Already sure. Already there in the Zoom. So, is it audible? Hello everyone. Those who connected online, I'm audible to you? Fine. I hope I'm audible to you. My voice. You can sure. Before I hand over to your you can do that. I have been in this field from last 7 years. Been working from last 4 years. Currently, I'm working for one of the Amazon prestigious project. I was the one who started that project for Amazon. It's been 2 years since the beta test currently, and yeah, I have started working on React Native since no one heard about what React Native is all about. Now everyone knows what.
Yeah. में हाँ क्या आपकी बात है तो सामने डाला है
You want to something new in this year, and this year has to be very fruitful for you. So that's the reason I asked you to pack yourself. So your talent. Let me brief little about myself. I've been in abroad for 2 years, worked for Honeywell Systems. Then from last 5.5 years, I've been in India. working for many projects, a few startups, few big companies. I have my own startup as well. Um, yeah, I think there are a lot more to say. I have been a active, interviewer for React Native developer for my own company. So I am the active member in the interview panel as well. So I do know what has to be taught, what you need to learn, right? What are the skills you need to get into a job, obviously for React Native, right? So apart from having React Native skills, I have worked on React.js, Next.js, Node.js as well. Professionally, I've been a React Native developer, but in free time or for my own projects or for my own startup, I do work on React Native. If I'm saying something, keeping everything in mind, I'll be teaching you what React Native is all about. So let's let's get started. So I don't want to explain you something what is programming, what is coding, what is React Native. Those are all very, very general things. You are here to learn something new here. You are here to learn something which you don't know of. There are many books available out there. So what is the difference of having that books or the YouTube channels and coming here? There should be some difference, right? You should get that exposure here. You should be very humanly connected. Good. So I will be discussing something which are very important. If you don't understand in any language you know of, you can speak with me. If I know that language, I will be able to explain you. If not, I'll try to look into it and then I'll try to explain. Because I have been seeing this React Native right when it was a beta version. React Native is a Facebook technology you might be aware of. When since it is in the now, because there are a lot of transitioning happening in React Native. There are a lot of things we have observed. So let's get started. Let me check out my time. Let's make this session really fruitful to you. Hold on. So what is the purpose of today's demo is you'll try to understand why do we need React Native. Obviously you might be sitting here, you might know what basically React Native is all about, but we'll give a just basic introduction to what is React Native and what we are going to teach in this session, right? So okay, fine. Okay. So any technology which you learn, right? First you should not only react to any technology which you learn, you should know why we are learning, what is the purpose of learning. Any work you do, you should know why do we do that, right? If you are sitting here, you are spending 2 hours or 1.5 hour of time, you should know why you are sitting here. So there should be a purpose for everything what we learn, what we do, right? By what we taught. So let's talk about React Native. Why do we need to learn first of all? So you don't believe it. The job market currently for React Native is huge. Previously, when I started the career, software developer 7 years back, no one knows what is the, there were technologies who used to write their code for mobile development, but it is not as enhanced or the progressive as the one today we have. Job market is quite impressive. You don't believe a person who was earning 5 lakhs per annum. Yesterday I was speaking with one of my friends. He was earning 5 lakhs per annum. He got 27 lakhs per annum package, 400% hike. You believe that? Usually any developer or any job usually will get 5 to 30% of hike. Because of this pandemic and because of the technology it has and because of the market it has, more than 400% hike getting is not a joke. Because getting 100% hike is very, very big thing. But getting 400% hike, yeah, that's how the market is. It's not only to the React Native, currently for React and Angular, there are few technologies. The market is very good, pretty good. So job market is pretty good. So when you are learning a technology, you can be confidently say that okay, I'll be one of the person who is learning this technology there are high chances that I'll get a job, right? That's the first inspiration or the first need of learning this React Native. Future scope. Okay, now the current is in home. Okay, because of this corona, everyone are getting very good job, very good hikes. But is this going to sustain in future? That's the question you should ask before learning any technology. You know, so how do you measure it? Because we don't know what is how the future would be, right? Who knows? Like, who knows what tomorrow happens to you? We don't know. So how the future scope would be? So we predict our future depending upon our past. However, see, that's how humanity grown, right? We'll see our past, we'll learn our experiences, and we'll go ahead. So how the future scope would be, right? Past is pretty good. Hopefully, future should be good. Yeah. There is no one in this world, even the person who has developed this React Native, could say that next 5 years this is going to be in the same way which it having now. There is no one in this world who can predict that. But what we can do is we can check the past, how it is, how fast it is going, at what rate it is going. Then we can say how it can be. We cannot say it will be. It can be, right? Pay scale. I already discussed one of the instances where one of my friends got 400% hike. Even me, I'm going to join a new company now. There is a pretty good pay scale available right now. Not only for experience, but even for because I have been taking interviews from last 2 years. I have observed. Is it audible? Okay, fine. Pay scale, not only for experienced guys, because everyone was a fresher, right? Me also 5 years or 7 years back, I was a fresher. Like, so how good it is for freshers, you know? Now, being a fresher, we don't see what is the salary they're offering to us. We'll see how good we'll learn in that particular organization. That's how our mindset should be. Because if you check my salary 1 year or 2 years back, it is very less than the people who are working, for that organization, because they're all from the big companies or the big, colleges. They're all earning good. If you check my salary now to them, it's more than 500, 600% hike. It's not because I was lucky, it's because I was concentrating on my skills. When your skills are good, and you can imagine, do you think an Amazon can give a project to someone like me and they want me to deliver it? I was the first employee for that project, and the project which is available online on Play Store, it's in the beta version. It has more than a million views, I guess, and the very good rating, around more than 3.5 rating. Do you think an Amazon is such foolish that they can assign someone who cannot deliver it? No, right? So it's just that I have focused on my skills. So here, if I'm saying example of mine, because there is no one available, so I can share my experiences. That's what I'm here. So first, concentrate on your skills. Job will get automatically, right? Initially, you may work for free. There are people I have seen who work for free initially. Then they were earning, lakhs now, if not crores. So concentrate on your skills initially, right? That's what important here. And various career paths. Okay, what can you do after learning this skill, right? So either you can do a job, you can start your own startup. Yeah, it's not a big deal to start a startup these days. But now in this session, you will be, because I have been explaining a lot of, a lot of stuff which you might not have experienced from someone else, because I have been seeing this React Native journey from long time. So I can share you something, and I can share my experiences, and you will be in a position to learn a lot of things here. So either you can do a job, you can do your own startup, you can have your own freelancing work. Whatever you do, it's up to you how you decide your career, because there is no one who teaches you this is what you should do, right? You can do. Now the current trend is all about startups. You can, who knows, one of them who is sitting here might start a very big startup like Flipkart or the Myntra or any such application, right?
it happens. Even when I was in fresher, I don't used to believe all this. But as we get the confidence, then we'll get to know like we can do something, right? So there are a lot of career paths you can choose of, but minimum thing what you can do is if you are good with skill and if you can portray your skills to the one who is taking your interview, then if he got impressed, then at least you will get a job. That's the minimum thing which you can take it away from this course. And then next slide, please. Yeah. Okay. So what are the benefits which we are getting, from React Native? See, before going to it, so let's understand one thing, right? Okay. Why am I talking all this here is because at the end of the day, you'll all learn React Native, or else you can watch a YouTube video, you'll get to know a lot of things. But the things which I'm going to teach you, they're neither available in the books nor available on your YouTube. So make sure that, okay, apart from technical stuff which I'm going to motivate you, learn something which comes out of the box, right? So come, let's get started with what are the benefits React Native provides. Okay, let's go with very basic step. Why do we need React Native? To create a mobile application development, to create a mobile application, right? So if you write code once, it can be compiled for iOS as well. Compiled in sense like you can create an iOS application with the same set of code with minor changes. Changes are required during the deployment, or the minor changes does require depending upon your platform, but it has the ability to port our code for different platforms. So that means cross platform, like write once, then you can make it deploy on your Android as well as iOS device. Now the new technology which is coming in metaverse, they might be using this React Native and React JS technology for their project. The reason being is this belongs to Facebook is the one who is going to start the metaverse, right? So you are learning something which is going to be in trend, right? So cross platform means you can write code once, then you can deploy for different platforms. So what is community support? Like there are many people who are available online. If you are stuck at one place, there are many people or the many blogs or many forums where you can resolve your issues or doubts. So that's what the community support is all about. If there is a technology where the community support is less, what it means is, if you could stuck up at one point, either someone has to resolve your problem, or if you search online, there's no one to teach about, or you yourself should go to those specific set of books or resources, then you will try to find out your solution. But as this this is one of the greatest benefits what React technology altogether has, is the community support. So when you stuck somewhere, you can directly Google it. There are many articles available online, forums available, Stack Overflow available, right? It's not necessary that you yourself should resolve those issues. Then the third one is wide range of libraries. Okay, what I mean by wide range of libraries are, for example, you want to create an application where, for example, you want to use some maps. Okay, you want to use some camera feature, or you want to use some other feature in contacts you want to use. There are many features which are inbuilt, currently available open source in the market. You can just import it, you can make use of it. It's not necessary for you to write the whole code from scratch. So what it makes your development very quick. What I meant to say here is, for example, there is an application, there is a screen where there are three features which are currently ready-madely available online. So there's no point of writing it again. Okay, you can import it, you can make your own changes depending upon your skill or the requirement or the project requirement you have. You can do all those tailoring stuff. So but by default you have a lot of things to make use of. So wide range of library means that, like, there are a lot of libraries which are currently available. If you are not satisfied with the library, but still you can create your own library, you can publish online. There are many people who are looking into it. Who knows from where you get the opportunity, right? So wide range of libraries are available. Because of this, your development time will be less. And the potentiality. Okay, potentiality is all about how potential it is, right? To get to know how potential it is, let's see what are the applications which have been developed on React Native. Okay, okay. Let me take 1 second, break before going ahead. Is everyone good with my explanation? Am I going fast, or because it's been like 7 years I haven't taught, you know, after 7 years I'm teaching it. I taught in one of the government organizations for industrial automation. After 7 years I'm teaching. Is everyone fine with my explanation? Is there anything required from your side and my side? Is everyone good, right? You could able to understand. If you are not able to understand, feel free to ask me. Don't think that this is a demo session, we shouldn't ask any. It's good, because if you don't know something, it means you are thinking something. If you are thinking something, means you want to make use of the resources which I'm giving to you. Fine. What is the potentiality? Okay, this ABC person, he is here. How can you define his potentiality, right? How can anyone define someone's potentiality? Either with his mind, or his looks, or his skills. There are many ways we will define its potentiality, right? Let's talk about React Native. It's an app development platform or the tool which you are using. How can you define its potentiality? You can define its potentiality because of its features or what it is giving to us. Okay, fine. Because we don't know much about React Native, whether to learn it or not, we should know, we should grab it, how to, get its potentiality. How we can do that is, let's check out what are the applications which were built on React Native. Then you will get to know, okay, these are the big applications which have built on React Native, means it can do anything. It has a great potential in it. Let's check few of the applications. These are very few because I couldn't go with all the applications which we have. Yeah, let's go to the next slide. Okay, Amazon's the main application, they are trying to deploy fully into the React Native. I have been one of the member for them as well. So Facebook, obviously it belongs to Facebook. Your Facebook application which you are using, it's all built on React Native. Instagram, now you're all Instagram guys, so I haven't opened my account yet, so you know what Instagram is all about, right? More than me. So Instagram is also built on React Native. So Myntra, the shopping app, Myntra is also built on React Native. Flipkart, minor parts have been built on React Native. Minor things have been built on, core Android development. Pinterest, have you ever heard about Pinterest? Yes, awesome. So I don't know when I was fresher. Pinterest is some one interesting application where we can get all arts and crafts. So Pinterest is also built on React Native. How many heard about this part? Gaming. Is there anyone else? Okay. Anything else? Yeah, it's a chat platform basically for developers. Yeah. So Discord, Uber Eats, Skype, Apollo 24/7, AHA apps. AHA apps, I think it's like Amazon Prime or Netflix for Telugu audience. It's video streaming application. So these are very few which you are aware of. I made it sure that the application which you are aware of. So only when you get to know, okay, this is built on React Native, it means it has the potential. It means you have the ability to learn it. Then you can deliver it in your interviews and you can crack the job. Or even if you get the job, you should have a great community which we already discussed. So these are the applications which we have. There are many applications. If you pick any application, I think more than 80% are in React Native. From how long do you think React Native is in the market? It's in the market from last 5 years. I mean, beta version is from 6 or 7 years, but main version is from 5 years, I guess. So within these 5 years, you can imagine how many big companies are moving towards the React Native. So why do, if there is no potential in it, why do you think if any big company move towards it, right? So to make you aware of its potentiality, I kept this slide. let's go ahead. Yeah, okay. Where does let me brief it in short. Where does this React Native fits in? Okay, is this the front end? Is this the back end? Is this the server related technology? What it is like? Okay, so you might be aware of all the server client. Server means it's like any other computer, which handles your request. uh, there's an internet. Okay, clients can be our laptops, computers, or mobile applications. These are all front end. So whatever mentioned here, on my left hand side, it's all front end. So front end means it's front to the client. So client end technology, whatever the technologies you use at this end, they're all client end technologies, front end technologies. So server end means like Node.js, um, or else Java. Okay, Java can be used for front end as well as back end, and .NET as well. So those are all the technologies which are behind our curtain, because no user will see it. Like, user will see only laptops or the mobile. User will only communicate with its client. So these are all front end technologies. What are the technologies which are behind our curtain or behind the internet? They're all server or the server end technologies or the back end technologies. There will be a database out there. I haven't mentioned everything to make it very crispy. So what we are learning is, we are learning a front end technology. Okay, so what we are going to generate a front end, front end application. It is going to be the user. You are not creating something which is not visible, right? Front end, it's all about visibility. So that's how there are a lot to talk about this. We'll check out in our next session. Let's go into the next slide. uh, yeah, what I will teach you, I'll not teach you React Native. I'll teach you the mindset to learn React Native. So there is a, so my teaching would be much more different than the ones you usually see teaching. I'm not going to teach you React Native. Obviously, I'm going to teach you React Native, but I'll make your mindset so that you learn React Native by yourself. I'll give one example in the next slide. Meanwhile, what do I mean by mindset is, for example, um okay, there's a farm, there's a land, empty land, barren land. Okay, you went and saw your seeds. Okay, and then after a couple of days or the couple of months, do you think that seed grow into a tree or the sapling? No, because it needs some conditioning. That land needs some conditioning. You should provide a few fertilizers or the water, whatever it requires, you should give it, right? So usually what happens is, this is my personal experience which I'm sharing with you. I learned this React Native technology in a days where there were no resources available, but still I learned this technology in 15 days. Do you believe it? So 15 days, it's quite negligible amount of time. How do you think I might have achieved it? It's because I made my mindset initially, technology will come automatically, no matter what. Now you are looking into React Native, tomorrow you want to go into Node.js or any other technology out there. But if you made your mindset in such a way that you accept your computer skills or the software programming skills, tomorrow's time, no matter which technology you will be assigned to, you will be in a you will be in a situation to handle it, right? So here, my all the purpose of me being here, I don't know whether I'll be in the next session, I mean next batches or not. uh, be concentrate yourself, bring your friends as well, because I want to share something which is really important to all of you, right? So I'm going to teach you the mindset. I'll give the example how can it be. I'm not just playing with my words. I'll really portray you how can you make your mindset to grasp the software programming skills. That's what I'm going to teach you. I'm not going to teach you React Native. Obviously, React Native, the technology will learn parallelly. On together, at the end of the day, you'll learn React Native quite impressive. Quite, you will be quite comfortable at the end of this course. Let's go into the next slide. So, okay, I have a question to you. What do you think is really important, theory or practical? Okay.
Both are plus.
Okay. Yeah. Usually when I ask this question to one of my colleagues, because I have been handling teams in my company. So when I ask freshers or the intern guys or within our team, they usually say practical. Okay, let me give you an example. You don't know how to play cricket. Okay, you don't know rules. Okay, someone might have handed a bat to you and you went into that ground. There are two people who are playing around. Okay, so uh, sorry. Okay, fine. I have handed over a bat to you, and you don't know the rules of cricket per se any sports. Let's take example of cricket because most of them are aware of. So okay, you went into that ground. What will you do with that bat? You don't know rules. You don't know that the person will throw a ball, and for every over there will be 6 balls. You don't know all those rules, and you should hit. There will be a four. You should take run. If you don't know the rules, how can you play a game? Right? So knowing the rules is theory, playing it the practical. So theory can be taught, practical cannot be taught. So skill comes with the practical, not with the theory. But theory is as important as practical. So I know most of them have replied that practical is important because from last 4 years, if you are a graduate from last 4 years, you have been learning theory a lot. So that's the reason you might be thinking that, okay, we are a heck lot of time spent on the theory stuff. We should do it practically. No. So both are really important. It's up to you. How do you manage it? So it's up to me. How do I teach to you? So theory is as important as practical because unless you know the rules, you cannot play it. The more you play it, the more skill you will have. Please switch off your phones. Okay. So fine. Next slide. Okay. Hold on. Let's demonstrate. How do I teach you the mindset? Okay. So this is the one screen we have. It's a login screen. There's a logo and there are two input buttons, boxes, whatever you call it. Username and password. There's something called forget password text, and there is a button out there, and beneath it, sign in. Sign in text we have. So now, for example, this is what we are going to do it, right? We are going to create this particular sort of mock into a real working application, right? So if you give to any other developer or any other trainer, what they'll teach you, like they'll start with few concepts and all, right? Then how my teaching would be? My teaching would be very different to than that which you usually see. Let's go into the next slide. Okay. Okay. Now, this is the theory which you should know to play that game. So what is the theory? Is container. Every container we usually call it as view. VIEW view. Okay. Every image we call it as image. Every input box we call it as text input. Every text we usually call it as text. Every button. Okay. There are few more buttons available. For now, I am taking only one example. There are a lot more buttons available. For now, let us take touchable opacity is one of the component of the button. So this is the theory, very simple. Container, it should be view. Image, it should be image. Input box, it should be text input. Text, it should be text. Button, it will be touchable opacity, right? So any tag, we usually call it as tag or the component. Every component will start something like this with starting and closing and arrow marks, and ending tag will have a slash out here. Now, this is the theory which you should know. Now, how do you, so usually when you learn something, we'll learn this, and we'll try to, we'll try to practice something by ourselves, and it might not be working as expected, or it may work as expected. It's fine, it's all good. We'll do R&D. I mean, it will do we'll do a lot more stuff. Now, okay, this theory is much more enough to create that screen. Do you believe that? Now let's go to the next screen. Now you should create a mindset, not programming which you are going to write. As I said, now you should create a mindset. Okay, this is the container, right? There is a blue screen out there. It's a container. Yeah, where it is starting? It is starting from the screen and ending at the end of the screen, right? So container starts here, container closed, right? So every other components, whatever you call it, every other components are inside this particular container, right? So container starts, container ends, everything is inside this. First, what do you have? You have a logo image. Next, what do you have? You have a input box for username. Next, input box for password. Then there is a text for forget password. There is a button for, inside this button there is one more text available. So in this arrow, there's someone, I mean, there's a hierarchy underneath it, a children text input. So text is available inside this button. So there's a text which is available under this button. So how easy is it? How difficult is it? I just wanted to understand. So is it feeling difficult? Whatever you are seeing, just you are converting into a mindset, right? A step of step, I mean, a way of steps which you are creating. Is it difficult? Do you have any doubt here? No. So I guess no one might have, usually whatever we are seeing, we are just translating into a text. There's nothing more here, right? So that's what the mindset you need. If you know this mindset, I'll teach you much more about it. If you know this mindset, writing the code is quite easy, because check my last slide. Yeah. So what I said, container is the view, image is the image, input box is the text input, text is text, button is touchable opacity. You just need to remember those names. That's more than enough. Now, if you are writing something, if you are starting any container, it has to be inside those brackets. If you are ending anything, you should use that slash. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Let's convert this mindset into our code. Yeah. Next. So see how quite simple it is. As we said, container is a view. So we kept a view. Yeah. Container closing is also view, but as it is closing end, so we have to have a slash. Now logo is nothing but an image. So you have an image here, right? Because image is starting here and ending here. So there's nothing coming in between this image. So we can keep it empty. So image is starting here and ending here. And next, what do we have? There is an input box for username. So there is a text input. If you remember the theory, input box corresponding to text input, there's nothing inside it. It's very, I mean, there are a lot of things to, discuss about it. Let's take it initially, like input box, text input, and text input. What is the next input box? It's for password, text input, again text input. Then we have a text for forgot password. So there is a text. We have written what is the text to be shown, and we are closing that text. Next, what do we have? We have a button. So button, I said it's a touchable opacity one, and in this button, it is starting here, it is ending here, and there is a text in between. So touchable opacity, text, login text, touchable opacity you are closing, and there's something called sign up. So text, sign up, that's it. So is it not simple? Like you are just learned the theory and you are practically doing it. Yes, there are styles needed. I mean, what color do we need for this background color? How big this logo should be, and what is the placeholder you should keep for username and password? Those are all required. Those are all comes under styling. It's very simple, right? So styling is quite simple. Whatever we see will those things need set of rule, but still when compared to this, so now you could able to convert your mindset into a code. So do you have any doubts here in terms of coding? So this is what the complex code was. So you are thinking like, is this we are going to write? Is this how simple it is? Yes, it is simple. It's just that you first create your mindset, then translating into code. That's what made you simple. If I go and start writing your code without making your mindset, then you might think, what is that queue, why it is getting closed down there, and what is that slash means, that you'll get lot hell of questions there. So in short, if you are converting your mindset into code, that's make you very very good at programming or the React Native. What are the technologies you are learning? Make your mindset convert. So this mindset would be different for different applications. You should create your own mindset. Everyone will have their own mindset. For example, someone wants to write in some other way. There might be multiple ways we can write the same code, right? So how efficiently you are writing does matters. We'll talk about that in coding standards and all. But for now, it is as simple as that what you have seen now. So yeah, so this is what I mean by mindset. Let's create our mindset. Let's write our code. We'll get the outputs. We'll check out the theories, all the rules which we required for writing a mobile application. Let's go ahead. Okay, what you will learn, I think this okay, this is the okay, the the schedule or the topics which you have, which is being provided. Those are the minimum things which you are going to learn. These are the things which you will learn. If you are really good, you are understanding what I am teaching, and if you are doing the work which I am assigning to you, and if you wants to learn more, if you want to create project by yourself at the end of this course, if you could, if you have an if you have a confidence that you can create a project by your own, then this is the maximum what you'll learn in this course. How do I get to know all this? Like, as I said, from last 2 years I have been taking interviews. I took interviews for the people who are more experienced than me, like 10 years, 15 years, but they couldn't able to answer very basic structural questions as well. So to make you very to make you confident, to make you you know up to that skill to get the job, I have included few of the topics which you usually feel it's very difficult, but as we are creating a mindset, it will be really easy, right? 3 months is lot hell of time. We'll do lot of stuff here. Let's see what are the things which we are going to learn in this course. Overview of mobile development. It's all basic. What is mobile development and all? Let's go ahead. So roles of React Native and its benefit, learning curve and how it works. What are the benefits which we are getting? We'll compare few other technologies. Then we'll take out few benefits, few of them which we already discussed, and what is the learning curve. See, any new technology, no matter who he is, it takes some time to learn, right? So there is a learning curve. At the end of the day, it takes as soon as the baby born, he cannot run, right? Usually, he'll cry, he'll crawl, he'll stand up, he'll walk, he'll run. There is a curve altogether. Once he try running, then he'll make use of for his whole life, right? The same way React Native as well, initially will start slow, then once you start running, you will be very happy for it. Because see, I don't know how many cook here, or how many create, how many people who like creating something. I think most of the humans like creating something. We want to create something, we want to showcase to someone, right? So it's in our human human. So if you create something, if you show or showcase to someone, or your friends, or your friend, or your Janu, whoever it might be, so you will be happy, right? Apart from job, you should be happy while you are coding as it, or while you are creating it as it. Your creation time is as important as your showcasing time, because showcasing takes hardly 10 minutes, 15 minutes, okay, 1 hour, but your creation time will take considerable amount of time, right? So your learning should be happy throughout this journey, and at the end of the learning or the running phase also you should be happy. So we'll see what is the learning curve we're going to follow, and we'll see how it works and all. And then next, the project environment setup and folder structure explanation. So how do we create a project, and what are the things we should include, and what every folder indicates. We'll look into it. Basic components. I think you might wonder, like we already seen view, text, text input, image, right? Searchable opacity you might have seen. So you learned halfway through. To be frank with you, with that simple example, you learned basic components. There are many more components. So many are deprecated, many are in the market. We'll see what are the components we are going to learn, and we'll see what is the definition for component and all. Don't worry about the words. Okay, basic components. We'll see what do we mean by components and all. Let's go next. Then UI component creation and various stylings, inline and style sheet. So for now we have written only a bare code which doesn't have a styles. You haven't defined how the background should be, how the logo should be, and what is the border color should be. We haven't defined anything yet. So we'll learn those UI component creation along with this component creation. I mean, obviously UI component itself, it's creating a components of UI, and then we'll apply styles to them. There are many ways you can apply styles. Here, couple of things I have written: styled inline component and styles. These are the two important ones, basic ones. There are many, like styled components is one of the newest way of writing style. We'll if we have time, we'll try to look into it as well. Let's go into the next slide. See, if you have created an application, and it is working fine in your mobile. Your mobile is 6-inch. If someone has 4.7-inch mobile, how does that look? If it is not looking as expected, then there is no point of we cannot expect everyone to have the mobile what you're everyone to have a mobile which you have, right? So we cannot expect that everyone have their own different screen resolutions, have different mobiles. So we'll make sure that your code which you are writing, what are the steps we should take out to make it reliable, or it should fit that different screen resolution. That's what I mean by resolution independent UI. There are few ways we can do it. These are the only two which I have mentioned: flex and dimension API. If you know these two, that's more than enough. Okay, let's go. Classes and functional components. While we are discussing this topic, I'll let you know what it is. And core concepts, states, props, and rendering cycle. These are all core concepts. We'll look into it. Let's go next. Advanced concepts like scroll view. Okay, these are the components. Previously, whatever we have seen, those are the basic components which is required, right? If there are any scrolls, the list of data, for example, a contact list. So those are all not complex, they are just advanced. Those are not complex. They are very quite simple, as we have seen view and all, right? So those sort of, these are the few which I have mentioned here: scroll view, flat list, modal activity indicator. These are very few. There are many things we're going to see. Yeah. Layouts and screen creation. We'll see how to create a screen altogether. Till 5th, you might have observed, we'll be in a situation or in a position to create a component. Okay, I'll say what are component. Every block of every block in the UI, it's a component. So we'll be comfortable till 5th how to create a component. Till 10th, you will be comfortable in creating a screen. Okay, next. Now, okay, you have multiple screens. How do you interconnect it? If you click a button, it has to navigate to some other screen, right? Home screen, dashboard screen, whatever the screen might be. So those navigation concepts we'll see here in this 11th session: stack, drawer, and tab navigation. And if you would like to save some data locally in your mobile, then how do you do that? Local storage, async storage. For now, if we have time, then we'll also look into the SQLite. Okay, next. So basics of JavaScript concepts. So okay, till 12, these are all UI concepts. Okay, what do I mean by UI concepts? Are, if you are good with first 12 items, you could create an application by yourself. But if you want it to be very dynamic, if you want to get a content from server, or else if you want to post some content to server, or if you want to handle different states, then from 13th onwards you should be 13th, I think this is out of box, but I felt like that's really required to know the JavaScript basic concept before going ahead. So we'll see few of the basic JavaScript concepts. As this session or this course is not for JavaScript altogether, I'll guide you how you can learn JavaScript by yourself. So that session would be this. Next, basics of client server architecture. Next, so REST API integration, getting and posting data to server. So yeah, there is a server. Obviously, we'll get the data from the server, or we need to post some data to the server, or some manipulation has to be done. So how do we do that? So there are two basic libraries are available, Fetch and Axios. These are already written libraries. We just make use of it. I already explained what is the library is all about, right? It's pre-written, a chunk of code, or the pre-running build. So you can make use of it. So these are the two libraries which are available to do the API calls. So we'll see one of them. Axios is currently in the market in demand. So we'll try to look into Axios or Fetch. So we'll see one of the login mechanism or OTP mechanism and all. So next, okay, we see this is not a separate concept altogether. While writing code, we need to know how to debug it. Debugging itself, it means, for example, you have written some code, it is not working as expected, So how do you debug it so that it will work the way you are expecting it to work? So those are all the debugging concepts. We'll try to look into it. This is not a separate concept, but the reason why I kept it here, we'll use few of the debugging concepts in our programming. We'll see few of other debugging concepts in the 16th class. Class lifecycle methods. I will see what are now. If I explain this, then you'll get confused. We'll see in further classes. Hooks. These are the latest concepts. We'll try to look into hooks. So every interview, they'll ask you hooks. Yeah, every interview they'll ask you UI. In every interview they'll ask you the class lifecycle methods and all. So we'll see. Those. These are all the advanced concepts we should learn, and then I'll say you what are hooks and all. If you know what is state and all, then we'll get to know what are these. Let's go ahead. Redux concepts are really important. Global state management. I'll explain you in what it means by Redux and all. So if you attend any interview, 90% of questions would be on Redux. So how important it is, you'll get to understand by that. So it seems very complex. In fact, it is quite simple, very easy. We'll make our mindset to work on Redux. So first we'll make our mindset. Obviously, you'll write code by yourself. So that's the Redux concept. And regarding project and all, we'll look into one of the project, or we'll try to divide them into batches. If we have many, then we'll create multiple projects as well. So these are the concepts you should be aware of if you are learning React Native. Okay, no matter where you learn, no matter how you learn, no matter what it is, you should know all these concepts. So if you observe 1 to 10, it's all about UI. 10 to 20, it's all about functionality. What do we mean by functionalities? Suppose there is a button click and we need to get the list of data from the server, or if you want to do some dynamic things in your UI. For example, if you click a button, the color of the specific button has to be converted into black, for example, made into black. So those are all comes under functionality. Usually people will teach up to 10 because they'll not have time to teach, and they feel initially UI is really important. As much as UI is important, functionality is also important. If you want to create a full project by your own, you should know of all these 20 concepts. There are many concepts to cover, but those are all not required for now. Once you get the experiences, there are a lot of things come in, then you learn it by yourself. So these are the topics which we are going to learn in this session. Please make sure you speak with your friends. It's one-time opportunity, God knows, but if he is interesting with so and so React Native mobile app development technology, ask him to come in, opt for this course. uh, will make sure that this course would be very much fruitful to you. No matter which technology you will opt for, at least you will bind your mindset so that you will learn any other technology quickly. That's what the whole intention or the whole demo of today's demo, that what you will going to learn, how it is different to any other learnings, and how the human connectivity or the coding skills or the functionalities you will be writing. And one of the example we have seen how simple it is to write the code. So it's just that everything is simple. People who are playing cricket, and then ask them how simple a cricket is, they'll say it's very simple. And go to European countries, ask them, do you know about cricket? If they say yes, then how simple it is, they'll say complex. The reason being is, if you know something, it becomes simple. If you don't know that, then it becomes complex. That's it. There's no differentiation between simple and complex. It's all about us. How do we learn it? How do we practice it? See, practical stuff you learn. Skills only acquired by practicing. So we'll see all those in future class. Thank you. Is there any doubts you have? You can ask me. We'll open for doubts for 5 or 10 more minutes. Hopefully, yeah. Sorry. Use state, it's a hook. In fact, previously there were only class components. So to handle the states, we used to write constructor this dot state, and then we'll use states. Again, what are states and all, I'll try to explain you in further classes. But yes, so for class component, we had something called lifecycle methods. Lifecycle methods will get the power of a component's life cycle. For example, a human will have a life cycle. What is his life cycle? He'll born, he'll grow, he'll die. Yeah, for Hindus, he'll reborn, right? So that's the life cycle of a human. The same way, component will also have few life cycles. How it is getting created, how it is getting updated, how it is getting destroyed. That's a component's life cycle. Every component. For example, you have seen view, text. Those are all components. So to handle those scenarios, for example, you want to do some task during creation, right? So you can use the life cycle method. So previously we used to have those life cycle methods. There's something called functional component. There were no life cycle methods available. So to replace that life cycle methods in functional component, we are going to come with hooks. So one of the hooks is use state, where we can have save our states in use state. Correct. We'll look into it much more deeper. This is the brief, like why do we use hooks. So use state to save the state. In short answer, to save the state. It's like any other variable, but it has its own benefits. Yeah. Is your, yeah, thank you. Sorry. How does that, okay, I can answer you better. I have written my own a lot of frameworks as well. I think this is not the place to showcase myself, but how does really matters to a person, whether it's an interpreter or the compiler, right? Okay, I can answer you. Does that really matters to you? For me, it doesn't. I mean, unless we go to that state, it doesn't matter to anyone. Okay. Now let's coming to your question. Is that the interpreter or the compiler? First, we should understand what is compiler. So compiler. Okay, as being an electronics engineer, I can go much more deeper into it because I have the hardware knowledge. I have many more articles on electronics as well long back. So compiler is something which will convert your code to the machine code. Okay, what is machine code? What are zeros and what is assembly level language? It's all different topic altogether. Compiler, something which will convert to your machine code. Interpreter will convert something to something, and that something will convert to the machine. Yeah. So yeah, if that's really required, I'll get much deeper into it. but I don't think like okay, if getting to know all this, it's all good, but React Native works something different to the other technologies which we have basically. How does that React Native works is there is a bridge, there is a lot of concepts. If required, we'll discuss it in our introductory session. Yeah, you understood, right? So now to your question, if you go much more deeper into it, today's time, there's something called in time, compilation is happening. So what is that? There's, I think at the core, it's all same basically. But yes, there's much more concept involved there. In short, you can think this way, like there's something which is converting to something, that something is converting into hardware code. Yeah, that's the best answer what I can give. Yeah, is there anything else? It's difficult to identify. uh, if you are looking at the app, all apps look same. It's difficult, but if you are working in this industry, you usually know it. Because I know a few of the components or the view texture. So for example, uh, you went to any Hyderabadi hotel, okay, you ate biryani, okay, you understand, is this really Hyderabadi or is it from someone who is coming from some other place doing, I mean, creating that biryani, right? Looks same, but when you taste it, you'll get to know what it is, right? So the same way, if you taste the technology, you'll get to know, okay, this is the React Native. But it's altogether a different skill. But by looking into it, it's all biryanis. But when you taste it, you'll get to know. I think that's the best answer I can give. Yeah. Anything else? Platform independent. Defining it's difficult again. Uh, for now, we can say it's platform independent. But if it is platform independent, then the next question would be like, if it is platform independent, can we create an iOS application in our Windows? Then I'll say no. Then how it can be a platform independent? Actually, it requires much more explanation. For now, whatever the code which we are going to write, right? It's in JSX, JavaScript, XML, JavaScript altogether. JavaScript is the language which we are writing. So that one is platform independent for now, but there's a lot more conversions going to happen at the bridge level. So those are not the platform independent. Sometimes few of the code works in Android may not work for iOS. Few other component needs to be implemented. Now these things, now it got, no one will be aware of. But initially when we were working, there were very few libraries. Then we used to face a lot of things. It was working fine in Android, it's not working fine in iOS. So we used to do a lot of tweaks underneath Xcode and all. So yes, in a way it's a platform independent. In another way, it's not a platform. But React Native, it's a platform cross-platform. Yeah. Anything else? Are we done or? Okay, let's take. Yeah. Any questions on time? Make use of this opportunity, because opportunity will hit your doors only once, right? Okay, wide range of libraries, once again explain. So before, okay, what is a library? We should understand library is something which is pre-written code which we can import it, make use of it. For example, there is a pre-written code for capturing camera. I mean, for example, drawing something, right? So we need not to, if there is a library available out there, we can just import it, make use of it, right? So that's what means libraries. Now, few of them call it as plugins, few of them call it as libraries. In React Native. So those are the libraries which I was referring to. So we have wide range of libraries. If you go to npm library, you'll get lot of stuff. Even in Amazon, I think I shouldn't. Okay, let's keep this aside. I shouldn't reveal few of the things, but yes, many big companies use third-party libraries. That one I can be sure of. So that's what I mean by libraries. A predefined code which is being written, you can import it and make use of it. Pre-written bulk of code, you can say, or the feature, you can say. Yeah. Are there any other questions?
Non-engineering student
Yeah.
wanted to start his career, do you advise that he should take the React module? There's a lot of non-engineering graduates, even non-computer science graduates also come here asking for their technology, where they can get a job.
Correct.
Usually, I prefer them to a React native. So what do you suggest?
Okay. So can a non-technical background or non-engineering background can be able to take this particular course? So I think there is no straight away answer. They should ask themselves, do they have the logical skills or not? So logical skills can be taught by practicing. Like if 1 + 1 is equals to 2, it's all logic. Everyone knows about it. If you count 5 + 5 is equals to 10, it's all logic, right? Everyone might be aware of this. If you are logical, like if you would like, see, it's not necessary that only engineering graduates should learn this course. Anyone can learn. It's just that you should learn basics of JavaScript, because it is being written in JavaScript. Having a basics in JavaScript really required. I personally suggest, if someone who is not an engineer, if they would like to opt for this course, first they should go with the basics of JavaScript. Whatever the course it is applicable, they can opt it for. Then they can come into React Native. The reason why this is usually will call engineers for this, the reason being is a few of the basic programming skills might be taught in our colleges. Okay, not at the pro level, at least at the basics. Every one of you might have C language in your engineering. Every one of you might have PHP if in your MCA or whatever the course, technical course you are adopting to. You might have that specific skill. That's the reason we usually prefer engineers. But if you you really want to create an application, you are open to it, but initially try to learn a JavaScript, then you can come here. Yeah.
What's the difference between React JS and React Native?
Yeah, good question. So what is the difference between React JS and React Native? Usually people get confused. React is all same, because when HR will get a call from HR, they'll say, "Are you a React developer?" I'll say yes. Then they miscommunicate with that specific manager. So what is the difference between React Native and React JS is, React JS is for creating a web application. For example, Facebook application we have, right? Facebook.com. What are the applications which are running in your browser? Those are all web applications. So React JS is for web applications, right? React Native is for mobile application. Is it how difficult it is to transition from React Native to React JS? Quite simple. It's not as simple as I say, but it's simple if you have that mindset. All the concepts from 10 to 20, whatever the concepts which I have described here, those are all common for both React Native and React JS, right? So transitioning is simple, but you should have a little more effort.
Any other questions?
So I have started my career as a gamer. I'm a game developer. So basically, there are two big, what we call frameworks or the tools available. One is Unity 3D, other is Unreal Engine. If you know PUBG, it's all built on Unreal Engine. If you know, I'm just saying the games which you are aware of. You are all aware of PUBG, right? It was built on Unreal Engine. If you know the Subway Surfers, it was made in Unity 3D. So is React Native is helpful for creating games? You can create anything. but it's not for games basically. So see, it's like you can do Jugaad. Indians can do Jugaad in anything, right? But basically, React Native is for app development, application development, not for game app development. If you want specifically to learn game app development, then you should opt for Unity 3D or Unreal Engine. Yeah. Unity 3D uses some other programming language, C Sharp. Unreal Engine uses, C++. So this is using JavaScript. So transitioning also little difficult for you. Yeah.
So prerequisite to start with the application,
JavaScript, correct. At least basics of JavaScript. If you know C language, that's more than enough. I don't know. I haven't, I don't know what is JavaScript before starting. Right. So I was just aware of C language by then. So even if you know basic C language, that's more than any one programming language is prerequisite. Yeah.
What is someone doesn't like it?
you explain about it, give your background, what
Yeah, actually, basically, I
Okay.
to separate and recommending it for
Great. Correct. Correct. So see, even I'm electronic developer, I basically working on hardware level. Even I transitioned myself to the software field long back 7 years. So it all depends. Like, okay, it all depends on your interest, right? And it all depends on how how passionate you are about learning that skill. If you are passionate, you can learn anything. Yeah, you can, but see, passionate doesn't lead to success. Passionate will give you a fire to learn something. So being passionate is very good, but to make it that prerequisite, you should spend some time to learn them, right? If because in every class it's really difficult to explain what is 1 + 1 is 2. Okay, just saying at the technology level, what is server and all initially we'll discuss, but to be very if you want to be with the people who are along with you, better try go. There are many basics are available online. You can, whatever the language you prefer, Telugu, Hindi, English, whatever the language you like, you can watch it, then you can come back here. But yes, if you are passionate, it will lead to your success with your hard work. Yeah, you can do that.
any material available over internet for reading basic information?
On JavaScript, I think if we can Google JavaScript basic, I think there are many W3 school. I think there are many actually, because not one website will fit for all, because we are all different. Our thought process are different. So someone may like the official documentation of Mozilla. Someone may like W3 school. Someone may like books, reading books. Someone may like watching videos. So it all depends on person to person. There are many resources available online. Yeah.
Any mid-career professional who is into like other side of the industry?
Correct.
5, 10 years of work, college, or any other field.
Correct.
We switch to IT and what and
Yeah.
What are the jobs, the chances of jobs?
I personally suggest not to switch that way. Take React Native as your, what we call hobby, or the mobile app development as a hobby. Because person who is working from 10 years might have spent lot of efforts of him, right? So I personally doesn't prefer it. Again comes to the question, is it how hard it is to get a job there? It's really hard to get a job there, because you have already spent 10 years of your career. Then shifting here, it's because for me, initial 2.5 to 3 years I worked in other field. For me itself, getting into it was really difficult. That experience in keeping in mind, person who is working for 10 years, better not to shift his career, let him has his as his hobby. It can always be hobby, right? I do accounts, I do taxation, I do a lot of things as well. So I do a lot of things. So it's not necessary that my hobby would be my career. Okay, there will be a time when you can start your own, but I personally prefer, don't look into it to do a job. Again, you need to start from zero. That's really difficult or pain for us to get into the level which you are right now currently. So if it is the initial phases, less than 4 years, it's all good. Yeah. Am I making sense or?
Yes. So I normally prefer students who come for a college wanted to have come into IT sector. I normally suggest them to choose a technology which is in a very good demand. Like normally they come, which is an easy
Correct.
to so AWS, DevOps, Python, Azure. So I said, okay, you are anyhow you're putting an effort to come from one sector to another sector. So choose a good technology which can like give you a good job, like a 5 to 10 lakhs per annum job. So if you choose a technology which is really, a lot of competition, lot of resources are available on those technologies, you will end up delaying getting the job number one. Or if you get a job, you get you need to compromise on the salary. Like 2 lakhs to start with, you get an experience after that. Then again, monetary is one of the inspiration. Like you get a good salary, then you have a lot of inspiration, you have a lot of enthusiasm to upgrade yourself. बट वहां पे क्या होगा, वो टेक्नोलॉजी पे 2 लाख 3 लाख पे आपको 2 3 साल दिखाना होगा, वहां पे आपका टेम्परेचर डाउन हो जाएगा, आपका पूरा मोटिवेशन डाउन होगा. तो मैं क्या होता हूँ, इंस्टेड ऑफ चूजिंग an easy technology, anyhow you're doing a transition from your base field to this one, choose an most demanding technology which can be very difficult. Okay, and it is good that for you teaching algorithms or teaching data structures will be directly learned. For them who studied algorithms in their engineering 4 years back or 5 years back, they have to unlearn that first and you have to learn again. But here, shared users are very like JavaScript, what we have suggested. If you start learning, putting an effort right now with the age and with this mindset, you will learn more efficiently than a CSC can. So that's you need to make. And you need to keep your cycle of learning little higher. Like 3 months is the course what we are doing. So you can put like plus 2 months from your side. So I need another 2 months to brush up and everything. ऐसा एक्टिविटी के अगर आप आके इस पे काम करेंगे, believe me, the reactivity is like 4 years of technology. Like
5 years.
You have a resource in the market right now. Like as he was explaining to me like before coming to the class, he kept one day his resume on the Naukri. Only one day. He got
100 calls.
100.
For the first day, I lifted all the calls. Next day, around 80 calls I got, but I couldn't able to pick it because I have my own work to do. Yeah.
So that is the difference. That is the difference. So as a hobby, as a passion, as in something to do in IT, pursue this technology. That's what. Lot of them. Of course, it is little difficult to crack a job, but certainly if you keep on working on this technology, 3 to 6 months, this is standard what I prefer. 6 months, once you take for 3 months, and 3 months is the standard what I done, and 6 hours per day you need to have. For 6 months, then there is a problem. Simple. Choose the technology, right? Learn the technology from industry expert. Third, practice daily 6 hours for 6 months, or till you get a job. That's the mantra to get it right. Right? Any more questions before we end? Question, yeah? Yeah.
So Nida is asking just a question here. I worked in IBM in escalation matrix for 2 years and in Amazon for 3 years for the same designation. It was just software support job. So can I opt for this course and go for DevOps? That was the question. Putting 5 years of experience in tech support plus this React Native skills course. Okay, good question. So, so you have already 5 years of experience in support job. It's not a pure development job, right? So, but you want to go to DevOps. Okay. So if you want to enter into DevOps again, DevOps, okay, it's altogether a different topic now. But yeah, if you want to go into DevOps, is this right way? I mean, is this correct time to learn React Native and go there? I personally prefer no. But if you want to learn the development through React Native and get to know how development works and all, the structure works and all, it's good. So my question would be, my answer would be is like, if you want to learn React Native skill as a bridge to the DevOps, it's not the direct bridge again, but it will give you an exposure how a development works altogether. So I personally prefer, if I am in your position, I personally prefer, I'll try to go into DevOps, but I'll do something which is related to DevOps, not but related to React Native skills. Thank you. Yeah. Hope you got the answer. Welcome. Yeah. I think we are good to go, right? Say your friends, it's better they come offline, because offline, online, offline, there's no much difference, but you will have much more exposure if you can come here, if you can show me the code like this, what I'm writing, like, right? You'll get that exposure. If you have some friends, ask them, if they cannot come on offline, ask them to join online. If they can come offline, ask them to come now. It's one-time opportunity. God knows what happens next. So as this new year, learn some new things. Like that's what makes you a new year, or else it will be like any other year of your life. Learn new things, take your career in the newer direction. Hopefully, inshallah, if you work well, if you hard work well, if you learn skills well, hopefully, whatever the field which you are opting for, you'll get the success. Thank you.
Yeah, let me close all of you. This is Ejaz Ahmed from Full Stack Academy. So thank you very much, Sheikh Yunus, for taking out a time and giving this complete book. So let me just speak, okay? Okay, no issues. Yeah. So we have observed, like, pandemic is hitting us one after another. One of the things are viruses are coming, attacking. But now this is the time to move on. Okay. So the life will be like this only for next future. So one after another, any other thing will keep on coming, distracting your life. But now, as a professional, you should keep moving on. Okay, and that's what we decided. If anybody is having any problem of Omicron or any other viruses, anything like it is a lifestyle right now. You tend to habituate yourself to practice to live the life in this kind of an environment. Then only you will grow. If you feel yourself that no, it's danger to go out and expose yourself, it's up to you. The health precautions you have to take it. There's no alternate for that one. But you need to live in this world, in this fashion, in this style. So we always encourage people to have an offline class, as sir also suggesting for an offline class will have a larger impact. The environment makes sense, the trainer, the facial expressions, the body movement, and the liveliness of the class is more important. We believe in a Full Stack Academy, we believe that classroom training is only the successful to get a real technology learning as well as to fetch a job. The online, there are a lot of multiple players, the big players are there who gives their best of best training on online. But the question is how much you are successful in learning that technology online. Do you get that environment? Do you get that questioning skills by learning that one? That is entirely different chapter. But as a Full Stack Academy, we believe an offline class, but if anybody is an online, they cannot visit place. We also relay it on a Zoom live classes so that they can manage. Some of them are in different state, or some of them are in different countries. So that is adjustable and we can make it as Zoom. For those who are in Hyderabad or nearby Hyderabad, I request everyone to come on. And that's the one thing. And second is, we will be starting the batch from 5th January, inshallah. The timing would be 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay, you have to bear this cold winter season. So 8 a.m. in the morning, Yunus will be here because my time, the classroom time is based on the availability of our resource. Like all our resources are working professionals. They have to balance their work, and after that they have to, give time to this training. So 8 a.m. in the morning, it goes to till 9:30 or 10 a.m. in the morning. Okay, that will be a daily class Monday to Friday. Okay, we are starting from 5th January, and the first 2-3 classes will have an introduction, learning, unlearning, learning, and some basic things will be covered. So I encourage everyone to join this course, and also tell to your colleagues or friends or whoever interested to start a career in React Native. This is the right forum, and this technology trainers are not available in the market. You go and to any of the bigger institute, you will not find the trainer to teach this technology. So hopefully, alhamdulillah, by God's grace, Sayyid Yunus is with us, and hopefully this will be a very productive batch and 100% placement batch, inshallah, what we expect. Okay, thank you very much for your time. Have a nice time. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Signing off from the Zoom as well.